Hey, nice to see you again. Geometry, assignment 12. Let's math it up. All right, so similar assignment to assignment 11. This is still a review getting ready for assessment moving forward here. The first three questions, we got to measure an angle. We got our handy dandy protractor transparency here. So we're going to zoom in and we're going to put this, I'm going to actually just zoom out a bit and I'm going to put this protractor, I'm going to draw a little dot on all of my vertices here, just so it's helpful with my protractor. And then I know where to put my, right here, I want to put my protractor cross point right on that vertice. So right there, and then I want to make sure it's lined up on my 0-degree angle. And no, I don't want to copy or delete it. So I'm on my vertice, there's my angle, it goes right up to 150. Because this is on my 0 line, that's my angle here, and here's my inside angle, 150. So I'm going to move it over. I've measured my angle, I'm going to set it up on my next line, and come back and write my angle here. This is 150 degrees. First question. Let's look at 1B. So it's on, I'm just going to move this a tiny bit, make sure it's, oh, I don't want to make it bigger. No, I want to move it there. Okay. So now I can see here's my 0 line. Oh, gee. Here's my 0 line. Boop. It's lined up nicely. And there's my angle right between 50 and 60 because we're doing this inside angle measurement. Right between 50 and 60 here. So that'll be 55 degrees. I'm just going to move this to my next spot here and get it lined up. Right about there. Okay. 55 degrees was my angle here. 55 degrees for my angle for 1B. Let's move over to my next one here. Protractor is set up and it's in its proper spot. I see the line is there. So it's on my 0 line, and then it is right here between 130 and 140. My angle is going to be 135 because I'm using my inside angle again because my 0 line is on this side. So there's my shape. 135 is my angle. I'm going to hit this, get to, don't need it anymore. Draw my angle. That's the angle I'm measuring. It's 135 degrees. All right, let's move on to our next section here. Find the missing angle. So this is using the fact that all triangles have 180 degrees total in their shape. So 180 degrees is going to be what the remainder after we know these two angles. What's the angle B? So I like to go B, angle B, in degrees will be equal to 180, the total sum of angles, minus the 65 and 72 angles. So B angle will be equal to 180 minus 65 and 72. 6 plus 7 is 130. 137. 180 minus 137. So that means our angle B will be equal to, let's see, 50 minus 7 is going to be 43 degrees. The angle B will be 43 degrees. I can write that in there, 43 degrees. Okay, next shape here. You might be doing this on a calculator or something more efficient. I'm just sort of showing my work because I always like showing my work, especially it helps you understand my process, my thinking. Angle B is equal to the total number the total sum of angles, 180, take that, 180 minus the sum of the other two angles, 64 plus 66. Oh, that's 120, 130. So angle B will be equal to 180 minus 130. Angle B will be equal to 50 degrees. Sorry, I'm in my basement and I'm like, I always hear stuff behind me. All right, let's do 2C. We're going to go angle B will be equal to the total sum of angles minus the angles that we know. So 40 and plus 61. So our angle B will be equal to 180 minus 101. Angle B will be equal to 79 degrees. All right, 3A. So 3A, a little bit blurry there. 3A is going to be 3.4 plus 3.4 plus 9 plus 9. So it's the total sum. So our perimeter, P, will be equal to 9 plus 9 plus 3.4 plus 3.4. So this is the total sum of side lengths. So our perimeter will be equal to, this is going to be 18, 21, 24, 24.8. 24.8 centimeters. That will be our answer for 3A. 3B, perimeter will be equal to 8.5 plus 8.5, because this is a square, and we're going to add all four sides, 8.5 plus 8.5. So that means our perimeter will be equal to 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, which is 32, plus 1 plus 2, 34. Perimeter will be 34 centimeters. All right, so we know this is going to be 16 inches. It's not written on there. This is going to be 4.6 inches. It's not written, but it's a equivalent. It's a rectangle, so they have equal sides. So we're going to go perimeter will be equal to 16 plus 16 plus 4.6 plus 4.6. So perimeter will be equal to, I'm just going to highlight as I think this through. This is 32. 16 plus 16 is 32. 36. 40. 40.6. 41.2. 41.2 inches. 41.2 inches. All right. Number 3D. 3D. So this is going to be perimeter will be equal to 8 plus 4.5 plus 4.5 plus 13. I didn't write this in the way that I would think about it. So 8 and 13, 21, plus 4, 25, plus 4, 29, plus 0.5, 29.5, plus another 0.5, 30. Perimeter will be equal to 30 kilometers. 3E. Perimeter will be equal to the total sum of all the sides, 3.5 plus 3.9 plus 3.9. So 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 9. 0.9 plus 0.9 is 1.8. So that's 10.8 plus 0.5, 11.3. Perimeter is equal to 11.3. 9, 10.8, 11.3. Yeah, okay. 11.3 centimeters. Last one here. F, triangle. Adding the sides, we're going to go perimeter will be equal to 8 plus 8 plus 3. 16, 19. Perimeter is equal to 19 yards. That's my answer. Box my answer. All right. So finding the area of the following shapes, we have triangles, trapezoids, parallelograms, rectangles. Yeah. All right, let's walk through this. We have triangles. So area will equal base times height divided by 2. Area will be equal to 5.8 times 2.6 divided by 2. 5.8, 2.6. I'm going to use my calculator. 5.8 times 2.6 equals 15.8. 15.08 divided by 2 equals 7.54. Area is equal to 7.54 meters squared. This is a rectangle, so our area is going to be equal to area will be equal to, not base times height, it's length multiplied by width. So our area will be equal to 7.6 multiplied by 4.9. That means our area will be equal to 7.6, 4.9. 7.6 times 4.9 equals 37.24. 37.24 miles squared. There's my answer. Gonna box it. Okay. C. Now this one doesn't look like it, but it's a trapezoid. It is. You're going to write the formula. Area is equal to length 1 plus length 2 divided by 2 times height. So our area will be equal to 10.3 plus 4.5 divided by 2 times 6. Area will be equal to, that on top is 14.8. 7 divided by 2 is 7.4 times 6. 7.4 times 6. Area will be equal to 24. 7 times 6 is 42. 44.4 centimeters squared. Okay. Then we have our next wonderful trapezoid again here. Same trapezoid. So we'll go area is equal to length 1 plus length 2 divided by 2 multiplied by height. I always like to write out the formulas first. It's just important to me to practice and memorize how these work. Then we fill in our numbers we know. 1.2 plus 3.6 divided by 2 times 1.5. So this means our area will be equal to 4.8 divided by 2. 4.8 divided by 2, which is 2.4. 2.4 times 1.5. 24 times 15. 2.4 times 1.5. 3.6. Area is equal to 3.6 inches squared. It's nice to practice your, 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication, but at the same time, calculator works just fine. I don't know if everyone agrees with that, but pardon me. Okay, next one, parallelogram. The area of this parallelogram will be equal to the base of the parallelogram times the height of the parallelogram. So our area will be equal to 9.2, that's the base, 9.2, times the height, 4.7. Really doesn't matter the order, but it's kind of nice to put them in their authentic places. 9.2, 4.7, 9.2 times 4.7 equals 43.24. Area will be equal to 43.24 kilometers squared. Okay. I will have to fix, oh, weird. It just didn't load properly for a second, but no. Okay, it's there now. It's loading weird. All right, this is a triangle. This is a triangle. My area will be equal to base times height divided by 2. Area will be equal to 7 times 4.2 divided by 2. Area will be equal to 7 times 4.2. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 7 times 4 is 28. 29.4 divided by 2. Area will be equal to, 14.7. 14.7, right? 14.28, yeah. 14.7 feet squared. Okay. Let's do this next one. Find the missing length. This is our Pythagorean 5a Pythagorean theorem. It is the square of side A plus the square of side B will be equal to the square of side C. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now let's say 3 squared plus 2 squared equals C squared. 9 plus 4 equals C squared. 13 is equal to C squared. C squared. So, what is the square root of 13? The square root of 13 will be equal to the square root of C. So that means C, side C, will be equal to what? 3.5. 3.56, that's my guess. 13 square root 3.6. Close. 3.6 approximately. C is 3.6. So we can square that answer there. Box that answer. All right, let's look at the next one. We have another one. We're just finding the hypotenuse again. So we're going to be left with a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we have a, let's say a is 11 squared. We have b, b is 4 squared. And we don't know c. So we have 121 plus 16 is equal to c squared. So that means 137 is equal to c squared. So it's just between 11 and 12. And 44 is 12. Let's say it's 12.11 is 121. Well, 12.6. 12.6. What's the number? 137. 137. All right. 137 square root 12.6. 11.7. Why did I say 12? 11.7 is equal to C. 11.7. Square our answer. Sometimes it's nice to write it as C is equal to 11.7. Either way, it is correct. Now, this time we're missing a leg. We're missing B here. What is our B measure? So, my goodness, what's going on with my program? Let's go. What are you doing, iPad? There we go. That's kind of better. Formula will be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We know a squared. Let's say we know b squared. Let's say we don't know a squared, but we do know that b squared is 5 squared, and we do know that c squared is 6 squared. So something squared plus 25 is equal to 36. We can subtract 25 from both sides, and that leaves us with something squared is equal to, what is that, 11? 30, yeah, 11. And we can square root both of these, and it will give us 3.4, let's say. 11 square root 3.31. So A is equal to 3.31. I wrote it down here as B. But this is A, 3.31. All right, this is question 6. My iPad continues to be silly. Question 6a. Find the circumference. It says circumference here, but it's something going on here. There it is. It appeared now. Find the circumference of the circles. 8. So the circumference will be equal to the diameter times pi, d pi. So circumference is equal to 8 multiplied by 3.14. Circumference will be equal to 8 times 3.14, 25.12. 25.12. Yards. That's important. Unit of measurement is nice to have. Fin. No, it's next one. So we need to multiply this by 2 times 2, 14. That will give us the total measure across the circle, 14. So circumference is equal to diameter times pi, which is circumference is equal to 14 times 3.14. circumference will be equal to 14 times 3.14. 43.96. 43.96 feet. Not feet squared, just feet. Square my answer. That's it. Next one, 7.5.7 times 2, 10, 11.4. 11.4 is our distance across the circle, our diameter. So our circumference will be equal to diameter times pi. Circumference will be equal to 11.4 times 3.14. 1.4, 3.14. 11.4 times pi, which is 3.14, 35.796. 35.8, let's say. Circumference is equal to 35.8. Find the area. All right. Area will be equal to pi times r squared. Pi r squared. So area will be equal to 3.14 times 6 squared. So the area is equal to 3.14 times 36, because that's 6 squared. And then I'm going to do that with my calculator. 3.14 times 36 equals 113.4. The area will be equal to 113.4 inches squared. B22. Now we want to divide this by 2, and that's going to give us 11 is our radius, is equal 11. So area will be equal to pi times r squared. So area is equal to 3.14 times 11 squared. Area is equal to 3.14 times 121. The area of the circle is equal to 121 times 3.14. 379.94. 379.14. 94. I could change that to a 9. There, 0.94. And then, of course, we want to have inches squared. This is a square units of measurement because we're talking about area. Okay, last question. Again, we're given the diameter, and we don't want the diameter, we want the radius. So let's divide this by 2. This is going to be 6.6. Six point six. No, 6.8. So area will be equal to pi I keep writing times r squared. Area is equal to 3.14 times 6.8 squared. I don't know what 6.8 squared is. 6.8 squared, 46.24. Area will be equal to 3.14 times 46.24. And then we can multiply that by 3.14. 145.193. 145.2, let's say. Area is equal to 145.2. Rounded up there, 0.2 yards. I don't always round, but sometimes I do when we're at that like pretty high echelon, the 9. All right, that's worksheet number 12, sorry. Getting ready for our test coming up soon, and remember to math it up.